dedication. A new school education, it takes revelations, meditation, elevation. A new school education, it takes preparation, application, dedication. A new school education. Live from the University of Rhymes and Beats. Welcome to the new school, please find your seats. This is New York City, summer '93. Hip-hop gained steam while the hydrants leaked into the heart of a movement that revived the streets. The seeds grew in the trees that made the sidewalk breathe with their free speech leaves that were scattered at my feet. We were addicts for the beat, seeking knowledge from the tree. When the apple fell free, we praised Africa Bambaataa for the product that made the New York summer heat hotter. As a young toddler hypnotized by your tribe, it's no surprise I live and die by the rhyme. It was all by design. That spoken word poetry was glistening divine on a breakbeat. Takes me back to 228th Street, it's crazy. I was a hip-hop baby, but now I make hip-hop cause hip-hop made me who I am. Inspiration, a new school education. It takes information, communication, collaboration. A new school education, it takes concentration, imagination, inspiration. A new school education, it takes information, communication, collaboration. A new school education. My flow grooves on the record like grooves on the record, and I'm glued to the measures like jewels in a treasure. When you do this for pleasure, you can choose where you're headed. Never lose my direction when I use my reflections to assess, make corrections, and create new connections. Bridging thoughts with a message till the new school's erected. With the tools we've selected, any fools disrespecting, then this roof won't protect them. I'm trying to teach a lesson. Class is in session. Attention, detention. I forgot to mention, uneducated MCs, you need to do your research. Cite your sources properly. Don't wanna hear no free verse, deserves a bibliography. Plagiarize quotables and word idea robbery. Someone else's property. I paint a pretty picture, turn a rhyme into photography. Sculpt flows into pottery, a scene into mahogany. You follow me? It takes revelations, meditation, elevation. A new school education. It takes cooperation, determination, transformation. A new school education. It takes revelations, meditation, elevation. A new school education. It takes cooperation, determination, transformation. A new school education. Nowadays the game's changing on a constant basis, and I find it hard to keep pace with the times. I'm trying to stay faithful to the basics, maintain my relation to the forefathers and the foundation. Mountain frustration, making it hard to make an assessment on art that was once desperate. Now it's blessed with the finer things, and it's all reflected in designer dress shit. The cash throwing girls with they ass showing. I catch inspiration from just watching the grass grow. No wonder my rhyme rhythm flows like a waterfall, a river forevermore. Clever how I order more pros if the jam stays funky like toes. I was born to. You can see it's no coincidence to rock the microphone like earthquakes rock residents. Let's settle this. I'm here to teach one lesson. It's that hip-hop lives. This is rock hard evidence.
We need a new school education, a new perspective, a new system, new classes, new books,
a new school
new teachers.
Education. It takes
the time has come for a new state of mind.
A new school
it's a new school education.
Information,
a new school education.
A new school
a new school education.
Check, check. Yeah. It's time for that. It's time for what? It's time for change. Yeah, true. So what you gonna do? You're gonna bring that exact change that the rap game need back. It's time for that. It's time for what? It's time for change. Yeah, true. So what you gonna do? You're gonna bring that exact change that the rap game need back. So what you gonna do? I gotta make moves, man. What about you?
I gotta make moves too. In with the new full throttle as I holla out the main motto repped by
Exact Change crew.
Holla. Got more skill to fill the void of the hollow. With original quality you can still rock tomorrow. As we laying down the law that you really ought to follow. Like the odor of marijuana in Boulder, Colorado. Funky groove rhythm that'll probably make you waddle. From the ill formula that don't come in the bottle. The new melodic rocket Dr. Luge brings you. The rhythm like a hammock in the wind that swings you. To move to the music as a message rings true. We believe in a world where we can be kings too. The lions of this concrete jungle we swing through. After one hit, this dope shit we sling you. Brings you to outer space, is the place with the view. Cause we're plotting to rock from third rock to the moon. Organize the squad, high noon at the saloon. It's time for a change, not a moment too soon.
Turn it up. It's time for that. It's time for what? It's time for change. Yeah, true. So what you gonna do? You're gonna bring that exact change that the rap game need back. True. It's time for that. It's time for what? It's time for change. Yeah, true. So what you gonna do? You're gonna bring that exact change that the rap game need back.
So what you gonna do? Turn up the EQ. This beat'll have you hoopty looking glossy and new. As I break down the rules of the game with glue too. First thing to do, determine who's who. There's a lot of vermin yearning to blur the truth too. Like whack shit is ill cause it's what you're used to. I stay true to the legendary Roots crew. Influence is crucial, I salute you. It's a shame that the game has been reduced to cats burning up the tracks of the soul choo-choo. We burning up the tracks for the whole route through. Now I know that sounds crack, but that irony is cruel. So I'm picking up the scraps, it's the least I could do. You gotta pursue the route that best suits you. And pick which kicks fit crisp to troop through. This exact revelation that we used to reach a new elevation you can cruise to. It's a free music nation you can choose to. Like the subpar blah that you blast in your car. Shake your ass at the bar but we refuse to. So what you gonna do?
Change, yeah, true. So what you gonna do? You're gonna bring back exact change that the rap game need back. It's time for that. It's time for what? It's time for change, yeah, true. So what you gonna do? You're gonna bring back exact change that the rap game need back.
I wanna take a soul train back to the old days of Love Supreme, conducted by John Coltrane. A shame small brain cats with no propane will never understand that the truth is in the whole grain. So what you gonna do? To all the pioneers, much love and respect for the energy and light which I now redirect. As I step to the mic or sit down at the set, I'm a splice between nice and coming correct. So what you gonna do? On the low slowly while these cats were soloing, we were taking over without anybody knowing it. Arrived at the doorstep and obviously going in. Hard to slow down, the momentum's overflowing. So what you gonna do? I'm back on the record, do I even have to mention that? The door that you enter is where you check your tempers at. We cool collector cats, don't be representing that. Here to make a change, so in case you ain't expecting that. So what you gonna do? yo, it's time for that. Yeah. Woo. Hey. Get down. It's time for that. It's time for what? It's time for change. Yeah, true. So what you gonna do? We're gonna bring that exact change that the rap game need back.
Better cough up that secret formula or else!
Process. The rhymes are concocted by bringing words to life via cyber fiber optics. It's visual like objects depicted by Picasso. A ravenous monster, only one problem: the way I'm spitting flames is inflaming up my tonsils. Who is responsible for all this catastrophe? Not me. Blame the one that manufactured me. An alchemist went bananas, planned to make a rapper. A miraculous, magical method that was shatterproof. The compound infused in a flask made of platinum. What ensued caused a chemical reaction, left him gasping in a cloud of smoke. Broke out the lab as a hip-hop fanatic with spectacular vernacular. A knack for it before, but now I spit rhymes immaculate. Various cats who want a fraction tried jacking it. A secret so deep, even hackers couldn't access it.
The formula that's cooking is a real hypnotic brew. The recipe that got you hooked after just a taste or two. We got that fresh flavor that gets you right in the zone. You might wanna try, but the secret's mine, so you better go get your own.
Yo, don't sleep when the beat drops, then I attack. Keep your ears to the street, there's an elephant pack. Stampede from the spot where I developed the track. The energizing ideas and propelling the rap from where I am, here and now, to wherever you at. I'm bumping jazz underground with intelligent cats. Dr. Luge guards the lab where the elements at. He protects it with his life, don't go telling me that. You're trying to reproduce the grind and the level we at. Never be that, we're mentally and chemically strapped. We stay connected with the music, it's a mutual pact. We can use it in practice like the law of attraction. Give it energy and passion, it's sure to get back. It's a synergy that's meant to be and can't be distracted. The fact is you can track it all over the atlas, but it's written in my DNA and can't be extracted.
The formula that's cooking is a real hypnotic brew. The recipe that got you hooked after just a taste or two. We got that fresh flavor that gets you right in the zone. You might wanna try, but the secret's mine, so you better go get your own.
The formula flow the sturdiest with heavy hitting verbiage. The wordiest impervious to oversleeping journeyers. I'm whipping up the curry dish of flavor for the early kids. The late ones awakened by a beacon through the murkiest. Circular, purposeless, dream world surfaces. Surging all circuits, merchant beats with the verses. Conceived while traversing planet Earth cloud surfing. It seems quite certain that the formula is working as the worldly MC puts in work uncontrollably to manifest a message buried deep within the soul of me. On cell phone or rotary, globally or locally, on land or floating over these seven seas, knowing that this potion got a hold on me. Nomadic moves vocally, no limits or control of me. Wild freestyles intertwined into poetry. So even if you focus, it'd be a hopeless dream for you to scheme to crack the codex.
I told him about my research. He laughed at me. I must make more experiments until I find the proper balance.
Something is lurking, beats on fire, bubbling, bursting. There's a monster under the surface. Finally, the formula's working.
The monster's broken out on the loose with the microphone, trying to stop me now. It's like calming down a psycho, enveloping the earth with my lyrical tycoon cyclone. And I ain't talking about Coney Isle homes, crafting wild poems, striking domes like tsunamis. Tidal waves of words shape the earth like origami. A worldwide phenomenon from Hong Kong to Panama. Sirens and alarms are on, armies got the armor on. Warn the people there's a dangerous evil like Sauron. Free and he's on the run, sorry but I can't control the formula. It's got me going, getting stronger. Violent moment, roller coaster, never slowing. Thoughts like tornadoes blowing doors down on all shores. begging you on all fours. Stay inside at all costs. You're dealing with the raw force. All open force doors, deep in the cosmos. And high beats and rhymes flows, spitting freeze like Jordan hitting threes with his eyes closed.
Nothing stands between me and that secret formula now.
It's a trip when the seasons switch. June, July, August bring the breeze in like a freezing fridge. Blew me to a new town, that's the main reason this shit is going down. Flip my whole life around, a new world. Not the maze I was accustomed to, but when I get bored I switch my gaze to a custom view. Cold days I'm hustling through, lucky you, I know I too could be chilling where the sun is at, but I'm cool. Now I choose the path that my shoes walk. Who'd have thought the south of South America from New York, a new thought. I can do what I choose to, it's not what I was taught, not what I was used to. Refused to wake up at dawn with the roosters, needed an exact change, I knew it. Struggled with the first step, the next one was fluid. All I had was a dream and it manifested movement.
Oh, when I travel so far from home, I wonder how it's possible. Never saw winter in June.
Winter strikes on a June day, stuck up in the spotlight of a moon ray. Not in control, I'm just doing what the tunes say. Winter strikes on a June day. Winter strikes on a June eve, stuck beneath the stars, smoking in the cool breeze. On my own in the zone as the tune peaks. Winter strikes on a June eve. I said peace to my peoples, told my mama I'd be coming back. The world's within my reach, I'm out like a running back, grinding on the goal line, it's go time. Trying trying to mold a gold mine. Maintain the mind medicated in pursuit of sentiment with effort that's dedicated, reaching new levels of intelligence. Instead of breaking walls down, I rise up and levitate. Eliminate necessity of stairways and elevators. Life was too vanilla, started messing with the iller flavors. Working on the beats, bumping jazz late nights. Time was flying past, I needed to apply the brake lights. Lots of folks say that with the cake right, it ain't right to take flight. They might have a point, but I wasn't making many moves. I was stuck to the plain life, sick of my alarm. I had to recognize the karma, threw my life into a suitcase. I'm off to a new place.
When I've traveled so far from home, I wonder how it's possible. I never saw winter in June.
Winter strikes on a June day, stuck up in the spotlight of a moon ray. Not in control, I'm just doing what the tunes say. Winter strikes on a June day. Winter strikes on a June eve, stuck beneath the stars, smoking in the cool breeze. On my own in the zone as the tune peaks. Winter strikes on a June eve. My destination chosen, it was time for me to take flight. I foresaw my hindsight burning like a bright fire. Wasting no time, I jetted off like a night rider. Now I'm a quite hyper rhyme writer on assignment for a typewriter, trying to get my mind light of a million Klondike bars in my blind sight. Dark night, I shine bright, highlighting up on cloud 9. Skywrite a message to the masses, too fast into the furniture. Molasses moving, turning you to veggies and potatoes. Unable to escape their fate like babies from the cradles. Allow me to relate to you a little revelation that came to me on a journey to emancipation. Fear and uncertainty will appear certainly, but openness and confidence complemented perfectly. Come traverse the earth with me, the urge for exploration will burn me eternally. Winter strikes on a June day.
I wonder how it's possible.
Winter strikes on a June eve. On my own in the zone as the tune peaks. Winter strikes on a June eve.
Change is sure to come. Change is sure to come.
Awakened from a dream bug and staring at the mean mug of a giant green bug, a UFO gleaming that seemed fit for King Tut. The scene stuck up in my head like crazy glue. Laser beam pupils and a mouth full of saber tooth. Take me to your leader or the leader of some 80 proof. Check this UFO, my dude, it's not your Mercedes coupe. I turn to grab a drink, think I should obey these dudes. Either crazy aliens or aliens are crazy cool. Considered it in trips, spilling gin on the space slinger. Take it easy, Earthling, we came for peace bringing. We just want wanna see your finest females G-stringing, possibly a sweet singing beauty that can strum too. We specialize in drunken monkey microphone kung fu and meditate to sun ra, orbiting the sun moon. I'd like to offer you the opportunity to come to 1Q. Why the fuck you come to Earth for? We're from outer space where the currency is worth more. Plus you got the best jazz records and the prime cream, but you crashed up into my crib. Why me? Your laser beams start to reel me in. Passed out and woke up in the small cell they sealed me in. Extremities numb, but I finally start to feel again. Wondering the next time I'm gonna eat a meal again. Shit has just gotten real again. Returning to the outer realm, feel my skin burning. Swerving in and out of hell, I can't see where I'm turning. It's hard to tell, temp fell, crash must've went well. Still intact, only real damage is a bent shell. Feel the impact as the spaceship crash landed. This land looks abandoned. Step out, now I'm on a dark beach. At least I can still feel my heartbeat. Sharp pieces in the sand cut me up like shark teeth. Shit reeks, like dead animals surrounding me. It feels like there's a million hammers in my head pounding me. A sea of pain drowning me, going insane the Guantanamo way. This life is like a game of dominoes. Strange figures in the distance might be the abominable snowman alone, and I'm feeling like a nomad, starring in a tragedy. Lost in a far distant corner of the galaxy, and I'm the protagonist and the antagony. The agony is dragging me, I'm panicking, manic, then back to reality.
Space slinging, facing alien invasion. Space slinging, facing alien invasion. Space slinging, facing alien invasion. Alien invasion, alien invasion.
I was up in the space cannon, take off from the base pad, and I begin to barrel through what's left of this wasteland. Destination undefined, inhale respiration, exhalation rewind, check for information. A map or a postal code, froze for a second and my brain went into overload. Message from command center to the cerebellum sent, requesting feedback report and dope rhyme development. Cerebellum to command, I've done a full analysis. Understand, your brain's a wonderland like Alice's, full of rhyme structures, great walls and palaces. But it's overloaded, leaving all controls powerless. I need a calculator just so I can keep count of it. There's infinite amounts of this. Perhaps you need to organize your shit and sort it out a bit. That's ridiculous, my spitting is meticulous. Pay no attention to this pessimistic hypocrite. Hey yo, stop ripping it, I'm only trying to set it straight. And it's an overwhelming rate at which your rhymes accumulate. I can hardly comprehend the way that you communicate. It's getting so funky that I think we need to fumigate. Are you losing it? The funkier the freak show, the higher that the hovercraft I'm riding through the streets go. I'm hoping I can reach the outer galaxies. So reset, refresh, relax, regain your faculties.
Disaster in the Gulf of Mexico, capable of killing just about everything around. Oil, gas, and those dispersed.
I'm going to show you something that nobody's seen.
Please accept this message with open eyes and open minds. We see that we've arrived during hectic and broken times. We hope to offer guidance through melodies and spoken rhymes. Our goal is to make the inhabitants of Earth realize that the damage caused by the government, corporations, and the common citizen worsens on a daily basis. For those whom you label animals, they're losing their habitats and consuming waste. What a disgrace, as you've depleted the basics. It's not a great state for maintenance of homeostasis. Eradicating the most essential food and life source. You must see past the human race. This affects all life forms, whose everyday necessities are exactly like yours. Even past the outer limits of your solar system, they're suffering. In the place you label the heavens, pollution and contaminants result in famine and death of races on other planets. As grim as this may sound, we found hope in your potential to change. In the youth, there are many good-hearted victims, manipulated by a system of greed, promoting an evil regime, led by mercenaries of minds, gluttonous for power and wealth, unwilling to leave their deranged ventures behind. Many are fooled by distractions, left without time to weigh the consequences of their actions. It's quite a dangerous reality. Now admittedly, I too enjoy the luxuries which are commonplace. That's part of the reason for our descent from outer space. But the time has also come to discuss what's at stake. Everything. We must prioritize today. Be sure that you support the existence and continuity of life in all forms, colors, shapes, sizes. You must overcome all forms of separation and segregation, uniting all variations, all nations. There are no dividing lines between you and I.
Imagine living in a prison. The cell is invisible, not physical, but its limits got a grip on you. Conditioned to stay within a box in a position to faithfully obey the same oppressor that imprisoned you. Living where lies are perpetual, miserable. So-called freedom is diminished to a cycle that's vicious, malicious, menacing. The day you out the womb, same day you get your sentencing.
Planting ideas in vulnerable seeds, and they tell you to follow your childhood dreams until they measure your worth with SATs. But it's a lucrative scheme to get a college degree.
This all leads to the job of your dreams. The long-term girl and the birds and the bees. You bought a brand new home on a 30-year lease. Now they got you right where they need you to be. You gotta keep working,
you gotta keep hustling,
you gotta get the new whip equipped with gas guzzling.
At the end of the day you completed that function,
but you still struggling.
Ain't that troubling?
Eyes are wide open, hands in a fist. Marching to the battle, it goes like this. We demand equality, we demand peace. Representatives that represent all beliefs. Eyes are wide open, hands in a fist. Marching to the battle, chant like this. We demand equality, we demand peace. Representatives that represent all beliefs.
You talk about change, I ain't buying it. I don't trust a soul, result of my environment. It's good to know how to recognize a liar when they've been lying ever since they discovered fire. They try to coincide the state law with the Messiah, but that's the same devil with the oil empire. How could Orwell foretell my arrival? 1984 should be anointed as the Bible.
The mighty dollar holla, in God we trust. The same that sent blacks to the back of the bus. The same that shot cats just for making a fuss. And that's the same higher power that's protected.
But who's got the weapon?
Who should feel threatened?
Who's the one pulling triggers if you disrespect it?
Who decides when the time is right to use aggression?
Shit's got me stressing, switch up the session.
When they got guns, control is what they holding.
Control of what you're thinking,
control of what you're hoping.
Controlling sunshine and when the sky's open.
Controlling when you're sleeping, when you keep your eyes open.
To believe the American dream became a nightmare.
They got you on lock since you were in a high chair. Listen up.
Ain't no time to have your mind squared away in a box for you to hibernate and hide there.
Eyes are wide open, hands in a fist. Marching to the battle, it goes like this. We demand equality, we demand peace. Representatives that represent all beliefs. Eyes are wide open, hands in a fist. Marching to the battle, chant like this. We demand equality, we demand peace. Representatives that represent all beliefs.
Where I come from, a lot of scum done. Run off with the money and left us undone. Some fun, but soon the sun come, and the masses that you laughed at become one. Run, run, we see through your scheming.
Feed me, fast food, TV, cell phone, iPod, iPhone, freebie. Got us fiending, but we don't need it.
Institutionalized lies and slavery thrives off of rich guys that devise lies and high crimes. Compromise minds, psychological fine lines. Lines in the battlefield assigned to find minds. Trying times, so I keep my ears perked. Hard to learn the truth if it disappears first. It's hard to tell man that it's not just his earth. Power to the people, we're marching fists first.
Cierra tus ojos. Respira. Relájate. Todo el cuerpo está suelto, relajado, sin tensiones. Mi cuerpo está suelto, suelto. Mi mente está en paz. Mi alma está en paz. Mi cuerpo está en paz. Yo soy la paz. Estoy flotando, flotando en el lago de la paz. Mi mente está en paz. Mi alma está en paz. Mi cuerpo está en paz. Yo soy la paz.
Sitting back, got a glass of wine and a dime sack. Put on a fly track vibe and rewind that. I keep it classic cause the time where my mind's at. Places where an archaeologist could find that. Sitting back, got a glass of wine and a dime sack. Put on a fly track vibe and rewind that. I keep it classic cause the time where my mind's at. Places where an archaeologist could find that. I'm an Aquarius child who seeks the future in front and behind too. It's a crazy galaxy that we're flying through. Must I remind you, you seem lost for a second. Is your mind too? Before you find that, try to empathize with the state that I'm at. You're now rocking with the migrant. Tune your brain to my frequency. I grace the airspace frequently. Giving life to the music, you can even hear the speakers breathe. Peacefully, I'm meditating in the moonlight. Up in the clouds, levitating at balloon height. And zoom out, my third eye reveals a new sight. The blue night, and it makes my world vibrate. My soul gyrates to the light and flies straight. My mind migrates to the stars, the constellations that the skies trace. Put on a fly track vibe and rewind that. I keep it classic cause the time where my mind's at. Places where an archaeologist could find that. Sitting back, got a glass of wine and a dime sack. Put on a fly track vibe and rewind that. I keep it classic cause the time where my mind's at. Places where an archaeologist could find that. There's a new day dawning. I hope you don't sleep through the morning, or it'll pass. I think I found the perfect formula at last. With hip-hop and jazz, connect the future to the past. Alas, what we've created in the flask is powerful enough to put an alky on his ass. So take a seat in a comfortable position. Grab a tight grip up on the drink that you're sipping, and focus your attention to the words as they glisten. Listen to the sounds resonating through your system, and let the music move you, subdue you until the ambiance consumes you. My voice proves to become one with the melody. It's a medley to steadily infuse the sickness with the remedy. Now stick that in your memory. Try telling me this message isn't Celestine. The time has come for you to set your mind free, the way it was designed to be. Finally at peace. Hip-hop and jazz connect the future to the past. Jazz. Hip-hop and jazz connect the future to the past. Exact change. Sitting back, got a glass of wine and a dime sack. Put on a fly track vibe and rewind that. I keep it classy
classic cause the time where my mind's at. Places where an archaeologist could find that. Sitting back, got a glass of wine and a dime sack. Put on a fly track, vibe and rewind that. I keep it classic cause the time where my mind's at. Places where an archaeologist could find that.
Observa como el sonido hace vibrar y pulsar el cristal solar hasta expandirse y envolver al planeta Tierra en luz. Emite desde tu corazón sonidos del alma a través de un rayo musical y obsequia al planeta Tierra todo tu incondicional amor.
That doesn't fit the model. Everything people have, so many folk are hating.
I bump Monk in the morning, man. That's my sort of jam. Horace Silver on the keys, Wayne Shorter and Freddie Hubbard blowing bubbles on his trumpet, man. That's really something, man. Ain't it something, man? Well, on the other hand, a Miles Solo flies me over to another land. Miles smiles, miles in the sky. Bertha cool, kinda blue. Bitches brew, which are you? Guess it all depends on the situation that you facing or the day of the week. Now jazz is a language that's crazy to speak, cause you ain't saying nothing if you're phrasing this weak. I stay shaping the beat, but it's a difficult task at hand to make your neck snap. Ever seen Art Blakey vex that? Elvin, Max Roach, Haynes, or Philly Joe? Damn, he kept the beat really tight like a Philly roll, with the Rose Bills and the way that he filled the role. But few steal the show like Jack DeJohnette and Jimmy Cobb. Billy Higgins, really getting in the swing of things. Man, I love the feeling swing and bring. I need fingers for the bass. I need Billie Holiday to sing this. I need Coltrane, I need the fingers of Garrett and Evans. I mean the thing is, the way the note lingers through the late hours as I'm soaring, awaken in the morning. Dexter Gordon oratory roaring up in my auditorium, transmitting story books in a stormy form, creating life within the songy form. Man, you must have got the story wrong, but this ain't nothing like the corny norm. Now this ain't nothing like the corny norm. Keep it jazzy, that's my only request. Keep it swinging, keep it swinging and fresh, but keep it cool. Keep it cool and tight, we got the vibe. It got you feeling alright. Keep it jazzy, that's my only request. Keep it swinging, keep it swinging and fresh, but keep it cool. Keep it cool and tight, we got the vibe. We got you feeling alright. I keep silent, knocked them all over with the bowling ball shit that we styling. Plus the beat got me smiling, it's so chill. It's hard to come hardcore for real. To all the freshmen and sophomores, we the class of veterans schooling the seniors. Two queens MCs with true demeanor of jazz cats. Ayo, past that, too many famous MCs, it's ass crack. Look out below, the shit we dropping is hazmat. Stand back, make sure you got your helmet on and your stance raw. Hope you prepared for the mad raw, hands on exhibit in the rare form. The bass dropping and it hits you like a hailstorm. Hard to bail from the maelstrom, but this is that official shit. Put the stamps on your passport, your last thought. When did EC blast off? This cat told me jazz is elevator music. I guess it's all relative depending how you view it. We're taking it straight up to the top floor, and if you don't feel it, why your head pop for? I got rhymes like Blue Notes got records, enough for 1 million to measures. I'm deep, but not feeling the pressure. My speech got feeling in gestures, my reach. International sectors, we free, not constricted to stressing, and we stay regenerating. Cool, fool. Keep it jazzy, that's my only request. Keep it swinging, keep it swinging and fresh, we keep it cool. Keep it cool and tight, we got the vibe. It got you feeling alright. Keep it jazzy, that's my only request. Keep it swinging, keep it swinging and fresh, we keep it cool. Keep it cool and tight, we got the vibe. We got you feeling alright.
great thing about jazz, it's able to live, to survive, and assimilate, incorporate the best things from all other kind of music, which is really the reason I think that it survives, you know.
At times it seems this world is really dreamlike, but when I sleep at night I don't awaken to a real life. Scenes swirl and fade away into the gallery. My mental memoirs, images seen splattered on the walls, along with the echoes of the calls heard from the herd urgently, urging me to follow them through the dirty depths of the earth where the urchins be wallowing, searching for a better tomorrow, hoping dollars lead direct to a life without sorrow. But I'm hung up in the mind frame of my reality. Casualty walks in a soft life without a strategy, strolling through the hallways of past personalities, dwelling on quotes, anecdotes, and analogies. Naturally, the plot has been unfolding magically. I'm hoping to coax most folks to see the patterns. It's tragic that the average cat is focused on the salary, aggravating happiness until it's just a casualty. Time to start searching for a deeper purpose. Feeling nervous as you reach the surface and you realize that the green paper that you've been worshiping is really worthless. And that'll flip your whole analysis. And smooth talking, walkers paces, suspended in paralysis. The scale of happiness and money hunger never balances. Overstimulated brains numb beneath the calluses. Ashes on remains of what was once smooth and unscarred. Beneath the rubble bubbles a semi-functional junkyard, reflecting on the remnants of the laughter and pain. Darkness and rain, the sun shines after a gain, to brighten dark corners of the mind with a new hope. Many mental stains, you ought to try to use a new soul. A new approach to the daily day. I'm seeing life in a very revolutionary way. Here today, a product of evolution, but mental pollution's making you aloof for the solution. It's a never-ending battle of defending retribution. If you withdraw from the fight, it's impossible to lose it. Stop snoozing. I won't stop dropping proper flows. If you wanna build, catch me out in the Galapagos, swimming alongside sea turtles and bottlenose, overcoming obstacles, tropical survival mode, analyze anomalies, politicking on philosophies that Darwin wrote. Like, are we losing the soul, refusing to grow? And is the new truer than old? Rumors retold, but who could remold the foundation of the blueprint and code of the land where our roots stand? Truth and collective minds combined from a crude past in two hands, past the moon and the Milky Way. The tune transcends depths of time and space, where knowledge and music are well guarded in a high place. Taking it easy on the ground, it's a fine pace, but I'm reaching for the skies right now while I wait.
Because you lose one fight, that doesn't mean you lose the war. You have to have heart. So if you don't have heart, you can't be in this business. Because you gotta have heart. If you don't have heart, you don't make it.